Hello, internet.
Welcome, everyone.
We are time with
we are the
lack
Grin
of tea.
We are the Grin brothers.
No, we're not.
This is tea time.
I am.
You're ruining everything.
I'm Xing Shang Wine. And
If
If
you want to be that, have my lapsang souchong.
No.
Have my lapsang souchong.
No, I'm not lap shanging Xing Shuang.
In any case,
I apologise, Asian people.
this is a bit of a random tea time. But
You're basically still waiting for Project Spark to load because the update, because Liam was like, yeah, it won't be updating, despite the fact I was like, it's going to be updating. And guess what? It's updating. So now we're stuck here waiting for it to update.
In any case, we have to pull the rabbit out of the hat, as it were, and come up with an episode idea. So
not really. I was just bored of sitting here waiting, so I was like, hey, do you want to ramble on about something and record it and put it on the internet? Because that's basically what we do.
Well, I could just, bring up one of the websites I go to bring up various news, or we could just talk about, the games.
Oh, no one cares about news. Right, basically, we have more PS3 games now that we now technically own, because our brother's PS3 broke, and now he's only got a PS4. Tragic, truly. So he can't actually play the PS3 games because Sony decided that backwards compatibility wasn't worth their time.
All of them except Nintendo decided that.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. So, basically, we have a few more PS3 games that we can play whenever we want.
Oh yay, the joy of playing Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, FIFA, NBA. Do you remember what happened the last time we played NBA?
NBA is a must-do, I'm sorry. We're going to have to play and complete that. FIFA would just be funny, compare it to our Sonic? Mario Strikers.
Why they haven't made a Sonic football game, I don't know, given that, he's all about his legs and feet. And he turns into a ball himself.
As Liam mentioned, we have 3 Call of Duties, which I personally think we should play the campaign for all 3, just because Call of Duties are generally not considered to have the best campaign. The only reason people ever seem to play them is zombie Nazis and the online mode.
We have the Uncharted series. I wouldn't mind playing the Uncharted trilogy.
I want to play Resistance Form of Man, because it's one of my favourite shooting games, despite having only played that one from the series of Resistance.
I'd go for Resistance. We could at least play several of these as Grin Brothers minis, if need be.
Yeah, and the best ones are out of the ones that we reacquired, in my opinion, other than Resistance. Actually, no, probably above Resistance, Fall of Man, are the 2 Lord of the Rings games we have.
What about it? Oh, wait, you had Infamous. Was Infamous yours, or was that technically Scott's?
But Conquest is hilarious. I really want to play that.
I've played neither of these, by the way.
Lord of the Rings Conquest, I Bagsy Rogue, always, constantly.
Did you manage to watch all the Lord of the Rings films yet?
No, because we're missing one of them.
Really?
Yeah. It's vanished, so I've not been able to do a proper. I can't do a proper marathon. I started on Star Wars, but then I got distracted because it took me a while to notice this in my life, but you know how you just kind of have epiphanies on your own life. I realised that if I start something, I have to see it through to the end, and I can't do anything between to interrupt it, because if I do, I won't go back to the original one, and then and despite wanting to finish that, and then I'll lose my position, so I have to start all over again.
Like with Skyrim playthroughs. When you have a character, you play through as the character, and then decide to make a new character.
Actually, my main Skyrim character is still fine.
Really?
Yeah, because it's on. The only reason I keep
was that just World of Warcraft that you kept making more and more and more?
The only reason I keep
characters?
making multiple characters for Skyrim is because my main character is on Chris's Xbox. Yeah.
He says he actually says it's pronounced Kiris.
Kiris.
I always thought it was Kyrus. But
so
Kiris.
did I. It's on his Xbox.
Yeah.
And of course, when I'm playing on mine, I don't have my main character. And there's no point in having 2 characters at the exact same. So I basically use my Xbox as kind of experimentation time to just mess around.
Okay. Well, back to the subject. Yeah, I haven't played any of these 2 Lord of the Rings games, so tell me a little about them.
Conquest is you don't really play as any of the main characters. They're special classes that if you do really well, you get the option to play as them. But basically, it's kind of like this big war field, and you get given different objectives, and you play as like these generic soldiers.
So like Dynasty Warriors, but not.
No, because you die ridiculously quick.
It's like Dynasty Warriors combined with Fire Emblem?
Well,
Who thought that was a good idea?
Imagine it like Dynasty Warriors, except balanced. So you don't...
So you're just a minion against other minions.
Yeah, and the enemy heroes are generally tough. Unless you're playing as the scout, the game is really balanced. It's why I love the scout. Because you have warrior, archer, mage, and scout. Certain missions you can only play as certain ones. Warrior, he basically walks in, hits things, he can take the most hits. The mage has like a barrier spell and healing and fireball. Archer has like multi-shot, poison shot, and a fire arrow. And the scout has a bomb and invisibility. And his main ability is backstab. But the thing is, backstab instant kills the target you hit. So you can walk up to literally every boss in the game and kill them in one hit.
Overkill, I guess. And the other one's the co-op game that
War of the North. It's absolutely amazing. I played it with Kairos. Kira's whatever. K, let's just call him that.
Mr. K.
No, just K, because then he's part of the Men in Black.
Okay.
It's a movie joke for some people in the world. They'll understand it. And that
Notice how your volume immediately shrinks down.
You have like 3 characters. A dwarf, a dude, and a elf chick. She's the mage. She's the only one that can properly heal. Dwarf runs in, hits things, gets hit, doesn't care. He's got a crossbow as well for some reason. Or something like that.
Better than just throwing X's.
The normal dude is primarily the archer, but can also do melee with 2 swords.
Ranger, effectively, then.
What's the point when you can just sit there and shoot everything to death? The only reason you go into close combat is when you run out of arrows. And they can each like loot certain things as well, which is a very key point. And that game's really good. I haven't completed it. Presumably I got distracted by another game. That happens with a lot of them.
Is that all the PS3 games we got from our brother?
Let's have a look. Assassin's Creed, Uncharted.
Oh, Prince of Persia and Tekken 6.
Let's ignore Tekken 6. It doesn't deserve.
I'm not sure if that heard me through your body.
Yeah,
but
it heard you fine.
we got the cel shaded Prince of Persia.
It's not going to block sound. You know, sound
the cel shaded Prince of Persia,
bounces and like reverbs.
which from I know you don't really die very easily in that
don't
game.
die.
And I think it's a fairly short game, so that could do well as a playthrough.
You don't die. If you die, you just come back to life in the same
And
spot.
Tekken 6 would be a very short playthrough, given we'd have stopped our frustration.
No, we'd have given up because it's a terrible game.
But that's pretty much all we got from our brothers in terms of games. And we've
For the
got
PS3.
For the PS3. And we've got plenty of other PS3 games. Azura's Wrath, anybody?
You don't play that. You just sit and watch it. It doesn't really work.
Okay. Eternal Sonata for the Xbox 360?
That'd be more entertaining. Because that attempts to be a game.
But yeah, hopefully one day in the future we'll be able to get recording equipment to record beyond, the current system we have.
We are going to get it
PS3, Wii U, Xbox One.
And PC!
No, I can't record on the PC yet.
No, when we get...
We'll get PC recording equipment, but we hope to get recording equipment for all our other systems, such as...
Basically, we want something to record what the TV... Like, from the TV rather than from all the other stuff.
Yeah, because I said, I really want to play a Pokemon game, and the best way we can do that is if we use Pokemon Steam's N64 feature.
Yeah, which was what I was doing with my Pokemon Blue version.
Yeah.
Because it's beautiful.
And I'd love to be able to do that. We've got plenty of GameCube and PS2 games you can play.
Kirby Air!
There's lots of PS2 games which, well, Rafi here didn't even know we owned Half-Life for the PS2.
Yeah, like when we started going through the PS2 games, moving them, I was like, wait, is that Half-Life? I didn't even know Half-Life was on the PS2.
Yeah, it is. We have it.
It's
a game we have. And of GameCube games I think we should play, there includes Bait and Chaos.
Right.
You can already tell why simply from how he reacts.
If we played Bait and Chaos, we would have to play Star Wars Jedi Outcast.
That has to...
Story mode.
That may be shorter than Bait and Chaos because at least it's not a turn-based RPG. I mean, I do at some point, maybe for next year, when we can do another big one. Because effectively our Sonic Adventure was effectively a big playthrough, if you think about it, because we separated it. I think the equivalent we could do for that is on the Wii U, I downloaded Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, expecting us to play it at some point. And then you announced, no, I want to do short playthroughs. And I can tell you, a turn-based RPG is definitely not a short playthrough, unless it was Mario & Luigi Partners in Time.
Diablo as well. You could it'd be
yeah, we could split it up in the arcs.
Yeah, chapters.
Your chapters. We can do that for next year if you want.
Yeah, because I actually have Reaper of Souls now, so I can be the Crusader!
I mean, heck, by that point they may have even released another DLC.
Also, at some point in our life, can we do Jet Force Gemini?
Oh, yes, it's my favourite Rare game.
I'm playing Jet Force Gemini because Tag Dog!
It's my favourite Rare game of all. I would love it if the rumored we don't have that though. I wouldn't mind playing it if we had it, but we don't have it.
I know someone that does.
I've considered it as an option to get more games.
Basically,
I think people would enjoy me suffering and raging at playing Mario Kart Wii, but
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm sure people hate me for this. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is actually a pretty good game.
Well, I think that's generally what people say after the rage, because it's generally the case of it's a good game, not a good Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yeah, it's a terrible Banjo-Kazooie game, and it's a horrible concept, and it should never have been made as it is. But it's actually pretty solid. It's pretty hilarious as well. You don't go in it playing it seriously.
But then again, frankly, I'll have to admit this, which will make even more rage. I'm not really that big of a fan of the original Banjo-Kazooie games. Because I'm not a big fan of its genre, the whole open 3D world collectathon, as it were. You know, Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, those sort of like 3D games which sort of give you too much openness for the platforming. Not really a big fan. I much preferred, say, Crash Bandicoot or the more linear 3D games. For instance, my favourite Mario platformer is Super Mario 3D World, and it's a very linear focused 3D platformer.
I never really played Banjo-Kazooie
but I do feel the charm of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie does help elevate its enjoyment, because it's very charming in terms of its characters and world and such.
I never really played it that much. I played it last year a little bit, and I have to say it still holds up quite well. I mean,
oh yeah, it's very solid, but
there are bits that are a
it's
bit
just
like,
not a genre I enjoyed.
But if I should imagine, like, if I played it as a child, it'd probably be like the best thing in the world in my eyes. But as an adult, I'm a bit more like, it's really good. I really enjoyed it as well. But it's not one of my favourite games ever.
My favourite Rare game is still Jet Force Gemini. That's my favourite Rare game.
We could play Resident Evil 4 to see me scream like a little girl.
Oh no. Zombie U, Wiimote.
No.
But that is true horror.
No, that's hopelessness. That goes from horror to frustration within 5 seconds.
Well, we have to do something for Halloween. In fact, I got a quick question. What do we do for Guy Fawkes Day?
Bonfire night.
Bonfire night, yeah. Because we're British, and it'd be nice to celebrate something uniquely British. Do we play while in a fire? Or...
No, because that would kill us.
It could be a small fire.
I don't know. What games do we have that revolve around blowing people up or being on fire?
You could download Explosion Man.
I could do.
But if we didn't really have any current Bomberman games.
We
We must go find the Xbox 360 Bomberman game.
No.
Anyway, that's all for today's tea time, because we're running out of time here. I've been drinking a Lapsang Souchong tea. Very nice.
I drank my normal cup of tea.
And I hope you enjoyed this sporadic, random, tea time. Enjoy. Cheerio.
Bye.